There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get it recorded. When I think about my life today, I am really overwhelmed because in many ways I've still to this very day never stopped chasing birds. Because even though I tell that story, it's a little funny. You can picture little me hiding behind cars, behind the mailbox, just sneaking up, trying to creep up on a bird and then pounce like I'm on the Lion King and never able to catch that bird. But to this day, I'm still going and I'm trying and attempting to catch birds. But I realize that I'm not actually trying to catch literal birds anymore in my life today. The birds that I'm trying to catch today are really what would be the impossible dream. See, what I realized in my life is that those birds represent the impossible dream. And so when you see me today, there are people who will tell you that dreams are impossible, but I don't care what they say, and I don't care how crazy I look to them in the pursuit of me going for the dream. I'm going for it. Because what my life has taught me again and again and again is that if you are willing to go and do the crazy, scary thing, if you're willing to take the leap, if you're willing to jump, and you're willing to go for the impossible, impossible things become possible. This week, 2 days ago, I was deep in the heart of Texas. I was in San Antonio, Texas. I recently, it's been a year now, I say recently, it happened fast. It's been a full year coming up on that I signed a contract with a national radio station. They found me. They reached out to me and they asked, hey, we love your talent. Could we work together to go produce mega events? That means we want to fly you in, cover all your expenses, and pay you to come and talk to audiences about purposeful living, about living great, about things that are just ooze out of me because they're a part of my heart. And I'm like, let me think about it. Are you kidding me? Something that I do every day of my life, like I'm doing right now, because it's my passion. And you want to pay me to do that? Absolutely. Let's do it. Sign me up. So I just got back from San Antonio, Texas, in a crowd of more than 3,000 that I stood in front of speaking hope, speaking life. And I'm sharing this with you because I need to take you somewhere, but I need you to understand. I don't share that because I want you to think I'm so great. I don't care about that. I don't care who thinks I am and who thinks I don't. I'm sharing that with you because once upon a time, that was an impossible dream for me. Once upon a time, I was afraid to speak in front of 10 people. I told you I just spoke in front of 3,000. And not only spoke in front of them, set the room on fire, had people ready to run through a wall, created real life transformation. So, what changed? How did I go from being petrified, utterly, completely afraid to stepping fully into my mission, to my purpose, and helping people, creating these massive experiences? Sometimes when I think about the life that I live today, the dreams that I am literally living every day of my life, I wonder how we got here. When everybody told me it was impossible, if you knew how many people told me I was crazy, dumb, wild, foolish, to leave, I had to leave behind my corporate job in order to pour everything into this. I was willing to go all in. Why would you go all in to try to be a motivational speaker, sir? These are the questions people are asking me. You know why? Because they are holding my past over me, what they knew of me, not what they know of me. And so I found myself in this place where I'm having to justify my own actions while I'm making the choices I'm making because I failed public speaking in college. So they were very quick to remind me, how you gonna do that though? Like, how you gonna turn that into a career and you failed public speaking in college? Yeah, okay. Remind me all you want. That's fine. You don't have to know how I'm gonna do it. Just know if I have committed my mind to it, then I'm gonna go and do it. And that's exactly what I did. And this day I get to live my dream. But this ain't about me. I didn't come here to tell you about me and what I'm doing. I came here because what I know is every single one of you has a dream in your mind and in your heart, what could be perceived as an impossible dream. There probably are people who, if you happen to be bold or courageous enough to share that which you hope to do, think you lost your mind. There are probably people who belittle you. Why are you spending your time? It's Sunday night. You should be resting. NFL just started. It's the first day of NFL. Why are you sitting on this Zoom call with these people? Why are you wasting? Do you know what you could be doing right now? Tons of people just saying, man, I'm not trying to be educated on nothing. All they want is whatever alcohol, this and that, and just drunk out of their mind, self-medicating and judging you because you're wanting to go and be around like-minded, like-hearted individuals who have the ability to help you level up your life. But I learned to block out the noise. I don't care what they have to say, nor do I care what they think in the slightest. And that was what set me on my way. So, a question that I often get is, man, it's cool to hear what you're doing and how you got. That's great, man. I love that for you, but what does that have to do with me? Like, how do you get from here to there? Well, that's lengthy steps, but I've got a simplified version for you tonight. Just to give you a couple of practical things. If you do these things, you will be well on your way to making your dreams a reality too. I know you can. I've seen tons of people do it. I literally spend every day of my life inspiring people to do the thing, and they do the thing. But it all starts with this. I'm gonna give you 3 quick steps, man, and I'm out your way. And then I'm gonna turn it over to the real experts. The first step, if you really want to achieve the impossible dream, if you want to chase birds like me and never stop, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I kind of caught a lot of those birds. I never caught any of the pigeons in my yard, but I have these dreams. I'm catching them. And if you want to catch them too, these 3 things are things you can do. Number one, dream big. Dream big. This is about to sound so simple to you, but you will be surprised. I say dream big, and when I say that to people, I don't even think people know what that means anymore. Sometimes when I say dream big, people are like, I already do. And I'm like, but do you really though? Because what I've learned is that most people have learned to see their reality or see their dream through the lens of their present reality. So you have allowed what other people think to dictate whether what you think is possible. Even if we're talking about financial growth and planning and some of these things, it's like, man, but is that really possible for me? Do you know where I come from? I don't know nothing about money, or I don't have access to enough resources, or my family was the poorest, or in mentality. And so you're already setting limitations and excuses to what's possible based on what you're able to do. You looking at, I want to create this business. I want to start a show, a podcast, whatever it is you want to do, side hustle, business, nonprofit, want to be number one at this or that in the world. You think it, but then as soon as you think it, you say, who are you kidding? That's never going to happen for you. That's for other people. That's not for you. You're not good enough to do that. You're not smart enough. Look at those people. And you start disqualifying yourself. That is the opposite of dreaming big. You are squelching your own dreams. It's like if there's a fire trying to start inside of you, and then you're dumping water on it before you even get started. You're killing your own fire by tearing yourself down and not allowing your mind to freely dream. When I started this journey, I said, I'm gonna be one of the top speakers in the world one day, which made sense to nobody. It didn't even really make sense to me, but I didn't care. I believed it. I said, I'm gonna do it. And lo and behold, I've been getting calls. On 2 weeks, I'm speaking with some of the biggest speakers on planet Earth. They call me and ask me to come. And that continues to be a thing. It's happened. The people who were once the top speakers in the world now consider me peer. And it all started with me allowing my brain to take me there. Where have you limited yourself and not allowed your brain to fully step into the dream in which you have dreamed? Dream big, man. Don't, without limitations, without fear, without, well, I'm just being a realist. No, you're not. Because I'm telling you, anything's possible if you're willing to go work for it and learn. Anyway, number 2, y'all lucky, boy. I told my friend I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. I am gonna let you off the hook on that one. Number 2, dream big. Number 1. Number 2, aim high. Aim high. Again, it sounds so simple. It is simple, but it's not easy. Simple and easy are 2 different things. People equate the two as if they're one. No, easy is easy without challenge. Simple just means it's a simple process, but it's not easy. The greatest tragedy is not aiming too high and missing the mark. The greatest tragedy is aiming too low and hitting it. So yeah, you set a goal, but you set the goal way too low. And you hit the mark, but that is 25% of what you were capable of. Matter of fact, one of my mentors named Mr. Les Brown said, man, shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you'll find yourself somewhere among the stars. So you need to aim a little bit higher. You need to aim a little bit higher. You need to push a little bit harder. Stretch yourself a little bit further. I just told you there was a day I wouldn't speak in front of 10 people. So the first time somebody asked me, did I want to speak in front of 100, and I never spoke in front of 10 successfully, I said yes. I might have been outside my mind, but I'm like, listen, I'm never going to get where I'm going if I don't get comfortable with this. And I was petrified. I was literally petrified, but I did it and I realized it wasn't so bad. And I realized that I had the capability to do it. And my courage increased as my competence increased. And as my competence increased, my confidence increased. And it all started by shooting for a higher goal. If you shoot for 1,000 and get to 600,
Is this
that's
the
a
right
lot.
one?
That's a lot better than shooting for 100 and getting to 100, right?
I just want to take her.
So I want you to shoot for 1,000. And if you get to 750, yeah, you only got 70% of the way to your goal. But that's over 700% towards where you would have been if you shot for 100 and got 100. I just want to make it clear to my people that need to see it. Aim higher. Dream bigger. Aim higher. And step number 3, this is it. This is for all the marbles. Step number 3 is to give everything but up. Give everything but up. What do I mean by that? As it pertains to the dream in which you dream in your heart, you got to give everything you got. You have to spend every single day with intentional effort, no wasted effort. No sitting on social media just scrolling through and comparing yourself to what everybody else is doing. No sitting looking in the mirror, picking yourself apart about the things you don't like about yourself. Not tearing yourself down for the mistakes you've made or for the lack of how far you think you're supposed to be and the shortcomings because you're not where you want to be. That's wasted energy. You don't have time to do that. That energy could better be spent finding what your strengths are, finding your potential collaborations, learning from the people you need to learn from so that you can step into a greater calling as a greater version of yourself. And so you got to give everything to the dream that you say you want. The reality is, though, most people don't want the dream. You say you want it, but when the rubber meets the road, you don't really want it. I got tons of people that reach out, I want to do what you do. I want to be a speaker. Oh, I want to be a speaker. And I'm like, I'm going to test and see. So I ask them to do something. Oh, well, I can't do that. Okay, cool. Well, do this. Nah, I can't do that. Okay. Well, do this. If you commit to this, nah, see, you don't understand my scheduler. You don't understand. I don't really want to do that. Oh, well, you say you want to be a speaker. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Then you don't want to be a speaker because in every dream, there's parts of the dream that you don't want to do. But you got to do what you have to do, and you have to become proficient in all of it to make the dream a reality. And so what I'm saying is, in the pursuit of giving everything, you got to maximize all the time that you have by giving energy and effort to you, to what you say you want, and not just saying you want it, but actually wanting it and actually doing something to make it a reality. But I ain't gonna tell you it's easy because it's not. And you're gonna have adversity, and you're gonna have hard times. You're gonna have shortcomings. You're going to have difficulties. You're going to have sickness hit your family. You're gonna have setbacks financially. You're gonna have life happen because you live in life. Life be life. It's a fact. So as you have committed to give everything to this big dream that you're aiming for, you are promising that I'm never gonna give up. No matter how hard it gets, I'm not giving up. Guess what? It got real hard for me at first. I left my full-time job to pursue this career of full-time motivational speaking. It got worse before it got better. Things got real tight. And I was tempted to quit a few times, but I would never have these moments, these mountaintop moments. I wouldn't be living my dream today had I succumbed to the temptation and quit. So I gave everything I had, but the one thing I didn't do is give up. How did you do that? How did you get to the top? I didn't give up. They say success is stumbling from one setback to one failure to another setback with no loss of enthusiasm. I'm just continuing to fight. I'm just continuing to grow. I'm continuing to go. I'm continuing to push and press onward. So that's what I'm challenging you to do tonight. I'm challenging you to give everything you got, but you're not going to give up. You're not giving up on the dream. You're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up on what you said you wanted. you're not giving up, but instead, you're going to give the best of you for the rest of your natural born life. You're going to give everything you got to this dream that you say you want. I don't even know what it is, but you know what it is. It's eating you alive right now because you know what you want. So be unapologetic about that and go make it happen. Don't allow anybody to tell you that you can't, and go take the steps, because all I'm telling you right now, the dream don't work unless you do. So if you want your dream to go become a reality, it's motion activated. That means when you work, then it works. The work works when you do the work. So if you're willing to put in the work and not waste your energy on sideways thoughts and negative thinking, stay focused and committed to the goal, and to give everything you got to you and your future self, your dream is not a matter of time. Your dream is inevitable. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner than later. And I want to see it when it does personally. So that's all it is. I'm out the way, but I'm challenging you for the rest of your days to show up, give everything you got, dream big, aim higher, and give everything you got to this dream except for giving up. And you go make all of your dreams a reality, and you do it because you can. Thank y'all so much, man. I'm Marcus Black, also known as M Black Speaks. And shout out to my friends and my dear friend Angie for having me, man. This was a lot of fun, and I hope that at least one of you, and I know it's going to be more because I can tell who you hang with, the type of people you are, take these words and go let them become your reality, because you can.
Wow, Marcus, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I myself am inspired. I'm going to go do the thing. I'm not sure exactly what the thing is, but man, I'm going to go do the thing. You are amazing. And thank you so very much for taking the time out of your evening to come spend time with us, to give us some motivation. We really, really, really appreciate that so very much. Now, everybody, I'm Regina. For those of you who didn't hear at the beginning, if you're coming in late, I'm Regina. I am Angie Dunn's associate. I wanted to thank Marcus for his inspirational, motivational, get the thing done speech. But now I'd like to introduce Angie herself. She is a self-made millionaire. She is a nationally licensed prosperity coach, a keynote speaker, a financial mentor. She does anything and everything to help as many people as she possibly can. She teaches strategies that the wealthy have used for generations, but they didn't want anybody else to know. And she breaks it down in a way that anybody and everybody can understand. She's been featured on stages, on boardrooms, and on obviously on social media, which is where most of you have found her. She is ready to help you become a tax-free millionaire. She is the founder of Legacy Unlocked and the owner of Dunn Benefits Solutions and the CEO of Dunn Financial. So guys, Marcus has got you motivated. Get your mind open and get your notebooks out, because I would like to introduce the one, the only, the Angie Dunn.
Good afternoon. Oh my, I've got cold chills. I've got cold chills. I don't even want to go to bed tonight. I don't know about y'all, but I am motivated, okay? Because I am just like Marcus. I want more. I want more. I didn't start with anything. I started with absolutely nothing, guys. I started with nothing. I had a hope and a prayer, and I had one employee, me, myself, and I made it all happen. But because I made all the struggle, just like Marcus, I am able to bring back all of that to you, and we can prevent you from going through the exact same thing. So thank you so much for Marcus. My goodness, I'm going to tell you what, Marcus is outstanding, and I'm going to ask each and every one of you right now that's watching, if you have not went and followed Marcus Black, go check him out, okay? Just go check him out. He's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It doesn't matter. I challenge you to go follow him, because just like me, he's got a story to tell. Just like each and every one of you, you have a story to tell. We want to know what your story is. So tonight, I'm going to hand you a pen, and I'm going to tell you, what do you want your future to be? Because I'm going to give you the choice right now to make a decision. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care where you come from. I don't care where you started. Okay? I don't care if you come from money. I don't care if you come from broke. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're man. I don't care if you're woman. I don't care if you're young. I don't care if you're old. You tell me you want more, and I'm going to show you how to get there. Okay? You tell me that you want to change, and I'm going to be your friend. You tell me you need somebody to mentor you, to stand beside you, I'm going to be there. But I'm only going to step when you step. When you stop stepping, I stop stepping. Okay? When you lay the pen down, so do I. I'll buy you a cup of coffee on a Friday. But if you continue to stay plugged into me, I promise you I can get you where you want to be. Now, when you stop, I got to stop. Okay? We're all going to be friends here. All of us, anybody that works with me knows that I care about them on a family level. I want to know about your friends, your family, your neighbors, your hardship. I want you to tell me what your goals and dreams are. I want you to tell me what you want to accomplish. Now, tonight, we're going to go over several things, okay? Several things. One, I want to make sure that when you walk away from here, you understand how compound interest works, number one. Two, we're going to talk about infinite banking. Three, why is this always happening to me? Three, I am going to tell you how to protect those 401k plans from stock market loss and volatility. A lot of you watch a lot of my videos, and that's really what you're looking after. And I want to make sure that all of you have as much of that information as I possibly can give. I'm not going to keep you here long because I'm going to guess each and every one of you have a clock in job in the morning, okay? You're working for somebody else, which means you're on somebody else's clock. There are going to be a few things that are going to happen here tonight. One, you're going to walk away and you're going to say, you know what? I've got to change how I see my money working for me. I've got to go give it a job. Maybe you're getting ready to retire and you tell me that I got to start protecting your money. Or number three, you know that moving forward, you may want an opportunity to change your career. But regardless, I'm here. Now, if you've never followed me before, and this is your first time visiting me, yes, my name is Angie Dunn. I'm a prosperity coach. I travel all 50 states providing you with free financial information. I was not taught the power of financial freedom. Nobody knew how to teach me. My family didn't. My parents didn't. My grandparents didn't. They were broke as a choke. They couldn't rub two nickels together to make a dime. Unfortunately, but I said enough is enough. So I was the curse breaker. Okay, I said it stops with me. My children will not see the struggle that I saw. My grandchildren will not ever come near the struggle that I saw. And when I'm talking about my grandchildren's 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 grandchildren, they will know my name because I made a difference. And chances are my money passed on through the legacies. So as tonight, I'm going to keep it short and quick, okay? I want each of you to know today, you're going to learn how to possibly start building that generational wealth using one of the most powerful tools, and that's compound interest. Now, I have used this time and time again through all 50 states. Many of us remember MapQuest, okay? Many of us are old enough to have used MapQuest. You needed to know how to get from point A to point B. And back in the day, before we had internet and cell phones, we went and we plugged it in and we said we wanted to go to Joe's house, and Joe lived in another state, and it told you exactly what road to turn on, how many times to take a right, a left, how many minutes it was going to take you to get there. I'm going to give you the roadmap to financial freedom if you just stay plugged in. Now, most of you, I've already hit it. 90% of you watching right now have got a JOB, which means all of us are about one paycheck away from being broke. Because if that company shuts down, what are you going to do? If that company decides that AI is going to take your job, what are you going to do? If you haven't started to learn how to get your money to growing for you, what are you going to do? Do you have money sitting there working for you? Or are you working for your money every single day, living paycheck to paycheck? Most of us are living on a 40-40 rule. You're working 40 years at 40 hours a week to retire on 40% of your income. I want you to think about that clearly right this minute. Can you live on 40% of what you make today? If you cannot, we've got to make a change because that's what they want you to do with your retirement savings account. They're only going to give you 40% of what you're living on right now, and most people cannot survive on that. It's just simply not a true retirement plan. It's a poverty plan. Now, a lot of people, they'll say, but Angie, I got so many nice things. I got nice things. I got a house. Great. How much is your house worth? $500,000. Oh, that's great. You got cars? Yep, I got 4 of them. I got a boat. I got a side-by-side. I got a gator. We go on family vacations. Great. Can you cash it in today? And can you get out of it what you paid for it? No. Your house is the only thing that has potential. Your car lost value the minute you drove it off the lot. True story. I only buy vehicles at a 0% interest. Why? Because they're trash. It doesn't hold value. So why am I going to use my money to buy a vehicle? I don't care what brand it is. I don't care if it's a Lexus, a BMW. Y'all want to know right now I'm driving a Dodge. How American is that? I don't care if it's Ford, because it's all going to do the same thing. It's going to take my gas money, okay? And it's going to depreciate when I take it off the lot. I don't need flashy to impress people that I don't even like. Okay, because that's what we end up doing. We got all these nice clothes, right? Somebody asked me the other day, said, "Where'd you get that shirt from?" I said, "Walmart." They said, "Walmart?" They looked at me like I was nuts. I was like, "Yeah, Walmart. Why?" I mean, I'm pretty sure I paid like $10 for it. They're like, "Oh, I just didn't expect you to wear Walmart." Why? Why not? I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm not trying to impress anybody, right? Most people have all garage wealth. They don't have anything that's actual money that's generational, that will pass from one person to the next. You got houses, you got cars, you got stuff, you got debt. You don't have real generational wealth. I want to teach you how to have that stuff, but also have some generational wealth that's going to pass down. Now, there are 5 questions you cannot avoid. I don't care who is watching me right now, you can't avoid. Are you confident in your retirement plan? Are you confident without a doubt that you can retire on what you have in your retirement? Most people don't even know how much money you need in retirement, right? Most people just know, "Oh, I got that 401k plan at work. Oh, you do? Well, how much is in it?" "Well, I don't know." "Do you know how it works?" "Nope." "Do you know it's going to be taxed?" "Nope." Are you confident in your retirement plan? If you said no, stick around. Do you get concerned about the ups and downs about the stock market if you do know about your 401k plan? Or have you been brainwashed into thinking, it's okay if I lose money in the stock market. It's okay if I have to pay administrative fees. And it's okay if I have to pay taxes on my money. And you know what? Come to think of it, it's okay if I can't touch my money till I'm 60 years old. And then they're only going to let me have 4% per year, so I don't run out of money. Something don't sound right about that, right? Did you go to work and work every day, all those long hours, nights, weekends, holidays? Or did our government go to work with you? Because they're the one controlling it. They're the ones that's benefiting the most. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. It's not that I don't have money in the stock market. It's the fact that I don't like taxes, okay? And I like control over my money. I want to make sure I can touch it. If I need it, I want to be able to use it. Next, could a sudden illness, injury, or accident wipe out every dollar that you got? If you got cancer today, what's going to pay that bill? What's going to pay your house payment? What's going to pay for the kids to go to school? What's going to pay the light bill? What's going to pay the doctor bill? Do you have enough money in your savings right now that would sustain you if you did have a massive illness, injury, or accident? If not, stick around. Do you think taxes are going to be higher or lower? Okay. Now, people, you judge me all you want, but I'm going to tell you, they're going to fix this $37 trillion of debt that we have by increasing taxes. Now, they might fix it a lot of other ways, but one way is going to happen. Taxes are going to go up. It ain't nothing you nor I can do about it, right? So every dollar that we have inside anything that's taxable, we know it can be taxed higher, and you can't control it. Do you think Social Security will be there when you need it the most? Well, I can tell you right now, you can Google anything that I do right here, guys. Y'all can Google. In 2035, Social Security is set to expire because we don't know how we're going to pay it, okay? Do a Google search on anything I have put out here for you guys. Now, what do the wealthy do differently, okay? This is what I had to learn. I had to retrain my poor, broke brain 20-some years ago on what was the difference between what the wealthy was doing and what was my family doing. How are we so different? Well, broke person gets a paycheck on Friday. You blowed all your money. You bought groceries. You paid a few bills, and you said, well, I deserve this, so I'm going to buy X, Y, and Z for myself because I worked hard this week. Now, I worked hard for my money too. But what you did is you went and bought junk, okay? You bought liabilities. You bought stuff that you cannot get your money back out of. Where the wealthy, they have rethought this thing through and they say, okay, how can I use the taxes to my advantage? And how can I buy assets that make me more money? They also controlled cash flow. How does cash flow in between one place to the next, right? And they use tax-free strategies to grow their money because they don't want to pay taxes. Y'all can look, I don't care if you vote right, left, or in the middle. I'm not political. Do not come after me because I'll tell you this right now. But why do you think the rich don't pay taxes? Okay? It's because they know the system. They know how to avoid it. They know how to get away with it legally. I'm going to teach you those same strategies. Now, this is one of America's best kept secrets. Tell me why tax-free vehicles are not taught to you. Why do you think that it's not pushed? Why do you think people don't talk about it? Why do you think people don't educate you on how to build money tax-free? Because it's not building any wealth for our government. The IRS is not going to promote something if it's not going to help them. Wall Street is not getting rich on this, okay? It's not taught in schools. Heck, right now, I'm not mad at my teachers because they have to teach the curriculum that's laid in front of them. But what I get so upset over is the fact that our children graduate high school and they're taught to go get a job. They're not taught how to be a business owner. They're not taught how to become their own business. They're not taught how they can possibly even balance a checkbook. They're not taught about taxes. They're not taught about insurance. They're not taught about anything. They're taught to go get a job. Go get a job, because as soon as you go get a job, what are you? You're a consumer, and now you're paying taxes. Of course you are, right? Okay, and it's also, I use a lot of tax codes, okay? A lot of tax codes that allow us to grow money completely tax-free. 7702 happens to be one of them. Now we're going to keep on going because I still got some goodies now. Infinite banking. If any of y'all have ever seen any of my videos on infinite banking, ask me about infinite banking. Do I think it's a good thing? Absolutely. Do I think there's a right way and a wrong way to use it? Absolutely. Do I think there are a lot of uneducated agents and brokers out there promoting this, not knowing how to properly do it? Absolutely. That's why I said if anybody has ever sold you an infinite banking idea, and you don't know if your money is making you money, reach out to me, let me look at it, and I'll tell you if it is or not. Now, it grows completely tax deferred. It grows tax free. You can take out a tax-free loan from yourself. You can borrow money completely tax-free from yourself. You are legit becoming your own bank. So instead of, I want to go buy a car, I got to have a car, my car broke down, I got to have a new car. If you're not going to use my method and buy on 0% interest, instead of going to the bank and paying them 7, 8, 9%, you can loan it to yourself. Why would you want to go pay the bank 7%? You went and wanted to buy a house, right? Why would you want to pay the bank 8%, 9% on your money? You had to send your kids to school. Why do you want to have to pay a student loan on them if you could just loan your own self your own money? All of this can be done, and every single one of you can learn how. You can also pass this money down to all your loved ones completely tax-free. Now I'm going to ask you, would you rather have all your money in something that's going to be taxed? Or would you rather have something that's going to be tax-free where you keep it all? Would you rather give your money away or keep every penny? Me, I want to keep every penny. I want to keep it all. Now, people like Ray Kroc, Walt Disney, and J.C. Penney, they had the same vision. They had the same dream. Ray Kroc didn't have the money to buy McDonald's. He didn't have the money, but he loaned himself. He had the same system, the infinite banking. Walt Disney had already built his very first establishment. And he wanted to build the second one in Florida. And he went to the bank, and the bank said, "Are you kidding me? Have you lost your mind? You haven't made any money on the first one. Why are we going to loan you more money? You haven't paid us what you already owe." He said, "I got a dream. I got a dream. If I build this, kids are going to come from everywhere, and they're going to love it, and they want to be here with me, and they want to really take place in this thing, and it's going to be so profitable." And they said, "No." He said, "It's okay. I'll figure it out." J.C. Penney had employees during the Great Depression, and he didn't want to lay off his employees. He didn't want to do that to them. He knew they needed the money. The families needed the money. He had an infinite bank, and he took every dollar out of his own bank, out of his own personal bank, and paid every one of his employees, and they never got laid off. Now, legacy planning is more than just building money for yourself. My only goal, my only mission is if I can help one person a day, I feel like I've accomplished something. But I want you to learn how to build legacy money that will not just run out when you pass. I want that money to continue to grow through generation after generation, okay? Because when legacy is being able to pass on, the mindset and education changes. If you don't change, the next generation behind you is not going to be in any better shape than you are right now. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you watching right now, do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have great-grandchildren? How do you want to see them? Do you want to see them struggle? Do you want them to have more than what you have right now? Do you want to have more in your lifetime and be able to leave more to them so then they can keep the generationals going behind that? Because just like me, they're going to remember your name because you broke that curse right there. Now I'm going to give y'all an example, okay? Because everybody, it's always somebody that says, well, if I had all my money in my 401k plan and it's producing really well, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to have plenty of money. Can I show y'all an example? If some miracle happened and you end up with $1 million, and I'm just using a number, okay? I don't care if you got 100,000 in your 401k plan, 500,000, it works the same way. If you had $1 million or 100,000, doesn't matter. They say that you can only pull out 4% of your 401k plan per year. 4%. Actually, that's wrong if you want to know the truth. We just got new statistics and now it's 3 to 3.5. 3 to 3.5 is where it's dropped now. Old school. A few years back, you used to be able to pull 4%. But we're going to leave the 4% there because it's easy math. That's $40,000 a year. Well, most of you have to pay federal and state taxes. So at the end of this, you're going to end up with $2,800 a month. Now, you've got $1 million supposedly sitting in your 401k plan, but they're only going to give you $2,800 a month after taxes. Do you feel like a millionaire? I wouldn't. I'd feel darn near broke. I would be trying to figure out why my money is stuck in something that's going to be taxed so heavily that $6,000 a year is going to go out in taxes. And I'm only getting $34,000. See, if you'd have taken that same $1 million and put it inside an infinite banking policy, it would have left you with $80,000 per year. $80,000. That's completely tax-free. So you answer me this. Do you want your $34,000 a year or would you rather see the $80,000? I mean, if you want the 34, I'm cool with that, right? Like, I'm going to tell you, if you're getting a 401k plan with a match, go up to the match, but not $1 more. And I meet people every day of my life that say, I'm getting a 3% match. I'm like, excellent. How much are you putting in? 12. Why? You're putting in 9%. What? Why? Why are you putting in so much over the match? All you're doing is creating taxes. You're not creating more money. Now, we've talked about a little bit about infinite banking. Now I want to talk about how to protect those retirement accounts, okay? If anybody has ever seen this chart before, this red line right here, that's your stock market. That's your 401k plans. This is real. This really happened, okay? In 2002, stock market crashed, right? In 2008, stock market crashed. In 2020, the stock market crashed. Somebody, everyone watching right now were affected either by all three of those events or at least one. The green line is infinite banking. The green line never loses a single penny. The infinite banking never loses a single penny, and neither does any kind of protected account that is not in the stock market. So a lot of you, if you've got a 401k plan and maybe you're getting ready to retire and you want to protect those assets, you can move it into a protected compound interest account. If you have an old 401k plan from a previous employer, you can also put that money into a protected compound interest account. Now, the stock market reality, okay? Here's the 2008. It fell 37% in 1 year. If you're going to retire in 2008 and you lost 37% of your portfolio, were you able to retire on time? If you've got your microphone on, will you guys just mute it for me real quick? In 2022, the stocks and bonds both dropped the worst since 1937. Okay, guys, I just want you to understand when you've got all your money tied up in the stock market, you can't control anything about it. You can't control how it grows. You can't control how it taxes. You can't control when you can touch it. And you can't control the administrative fees. Now, is anybody watching right now getting ready to retire, preparing for retirement, right? If you're preparing for retirement, you're trying to protect every asset you've got because you don't want to have to go back to work. I don't mean any disrespect, but you don't want to put on that blue vest on Saturday morning because you have to. You want to put on that blue vest or that red vest because you want to, not because you have to. And I'm going to make that possible. So if you're preparing for retirement, okay, you're nearing 59 years old, or if you have an old 401k plan or any kind of retirement account at all from a previous employer, you can do what I'm getting ready to show you. Okay. This is going to allow 100% of your assets to be protected. And you're probably thinking, Angie, what do you mean? Let's just use a $50,000 as an example. Let's say you had an old 401k plan. It's got 50 grand in it. You wouldn't lose a single penny. What we're going to have is growth with guardrails, right? We're going to have growth. We're not going to stop you from making money. That would be ridiculous. But we're going to put some guardrails on it, just like a baby gate, because we're going to make sure you don't fall over. We don't want you to fall over. We don't want you to lose any money. We don't want you to go off the side of the cliff. We want you to have the upside potential without any downside risk. And we want that money to continue to grow. Now, you are trading all of that craziness in the stock market for peace of mind. Now I'm going to show you. Remember I told you about the 50,000? Here's the 50,000. Hypothetically, you might have 20,000. You might have 5,000. You might have 500,000. If you've got an old retirement account from a previous employer or you're getting ready to retire, I just want to show you this. If you had 50,000 and it was getting a 9% rate of return, it had no stock market loss, no stock market risk, it was guaranteed to grow, 50,000 turns into 118,000 in 10 years. And you never added a single penny to it. You didn't add any extra money to this thing. It just grew. Compound interest at its best right here. 15 years. Maybe this is an old 401k plan. It's at $182,000. You got a $50,000 investment that you moved out of the stock market that is now at $182,000. Uninterrupted compound interest. And look at here, 20 years. Maybe you're in your 30s. Maybe you're in your 20s right now. You just changed jobs. Well, guess what? Most people change jobs and they forget that 401k plan is their money. Go get it. It's yours. I want to show you the power of moving that money. 20 years, 50,000 turns into 280,000. The power of compound interest is right here. You just got to understand how it works and get in front of somebody that's willing to support you on getting it moved. Now, there's some optional things. So a lot of people want to talk about how, Angie, if I'm going to retire, I want to make sure I don't want to run out of money. There's some optional things, like I can guarantee you a paycheck for the rest of your life. How would that be if I would guarantee you a pension? Money that you cannot outlive. Doesn't matter how old, okay? What if I told you that money wouldn't be lost at all in the stock market? You could not lose a single dollar. Not a single dollar. And I could provide 100% peace of mind that your money is working for you and not against you and not creating taxes. Now, guys, I know that was a lot. That was a lot in a very short amount of time because I know it's Sunday. And if you get that job, you got to go to work tomorrow, right? I understand. But each and every one of you were kind enough to give me your time tonight. And I'm going to continue to give you my time day after day after day after day. So if you want more information and you want me to tailor make something for you, right here. You want me to tailor make the plan fit for you and your household. If you want to sit down and you want me to build your budget, guys, it doesn't cost you anything but your time. Now, each and every one of you, if you're doing from your cell phone right now, you can screenshot this Q code. If you screenshot this Q code and put your finger on it, it'll allow you to schedule an appointment with me. And it's just a free 15-minute phone call, okay? And if I can help you get on the right path, that's exactly what I want to do.